Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Winnie.
And today we're reading a dialogue about planning ahead. And in particular, they're talking about studying abroad, making plans to go somewhere else to study.
Right. And speaking of which, as we know, we both moved here in our adult years. But I want to ask you, Matt, before Taiwan, in your maybe like high school years or something like college, did you ever live abroad somewhere else?
Yeah, when I was in university, I was studying to learn German, to learn to speak the German language. So there was a summer exchange program where I could go to Germany and study in Germany and stay with a German family while I was there.
Wow. Did you find it kind of strange, or were you like, wow, this is definitely for me?
It was a little scary at first because I had only taken 1 year of German classes at that point. And then when I got to Germany, they told us you're going to be living with this family and that family's only going to speak German with you.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, my German wasn't good enough for that.
Right.
And luckily, the family that I was staying with found that out very quickly. And they could speak perfect English, so they just started using English with me at home. But I still had to use German whenever I was in school or out in public.
Wow. Okay, so I bet your German's pretty good now, though.
It was good. I got it. My German became good, and then I didn't use it for maybe 15 years now, so it's gotten much worse now.
Okay, well, it's okay because Matt, you can go ahead and plan ahead and start practicing so that your German can get better. But today we are talking about part A of planning ahead.
Sia and Jay are talking about their plans.
I'm thinking about studying abroad. However, I can't decide between the winter and summer breaks.
I may study abroad too. I would like to do it in the summer.
Why wouldn't you study abroad in the winter?
Hello, everyone. Today we're looking at our dialogue, part A, planning ahead. So what does it mean to plan or to be planning something? Well, to plan is to decide on and then make arrangements to do something. So to prepare what is needed to do something and to prepare maybe what you will need to do or what steps you need to take to make something happen. For example, I could say, I plan to travel to Morocco next month.
Right, and exactly. We also have the word ahead right after plan or planning. And usually when you are making a plan, you tend to be making plans for the future. You make plans ahead of time. And of course, ahead means in the future, not right now. And I don't know about you, Matt, but I think we're both pretty, we like to plan ahead in general.
A little bit.
Right.
I like to have my next vacation planned always. So when I come back from one vacation, I have the next one already
planned. Very good. All right. So today we are going to be having our dialogue, and we have our two new friends, Sia and Jay.
That's right. And Sia and Jay are talking about their plans. So we just had plan as a verb. I'm planning to go somewhere, but now we're talking about a plan. And a plan is the noun form, and it just means the steps that you're going to take, how you're going to do something, what you are going to do in the future is your plan, what you have already decided that you will do in the future. So if Sia and Jay are talking about their plans, they're talking about what they are hoping to do in their future.
Yeah, like kind of like a rough idea. All right, well, let's go and see what Tina has to say.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 plan 动词计划 They plan to visit Japan next year. 他们计划明年去日本旅行 Plan 也可以当名词，我们来看看这个例句 Our plan is to finish the work by Friday. 我们的计划是星期五前完成工作。Ahead, ahead, 副词事先。Mandy always thinks ahead before making plans. Mandy 总是在制定计划前先事先思考。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, thank you, Tina. And now we are going to be reading, I will be reading Sia, you will be reading Jay, and let's see what they're talking about. So Sia starts off the dialogue by saying, I'm thinking about studying abroad. However, I can't decide between the winter and summer breaks. So here, Sia is talking about studying abroad. And when we have the word abroad, we're really just talking about overseas or in another country. You're talking about going somewhere else. And in most cases, when they're, studying, they sometimes get an opportunity to go to another country and experience their culture whilst also being a student. In this case, Sia is kind of having trouble deciding between, a winter studying abroad trip or a summer studying abroad trip, because that's, usually when they would do the study abroad trip.
Okay, and she's talking about trying to decide between the winter and the summer breaks. So when we talk about trying to decide between A and B or between two things, you're trying to choose and you have two options. So we use I'm trying to decide between going to the park or going to the library. So you have two options and you need to choose one, so you are deciding between these two things.
Right.
All right, let's go to Tina.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 abroad, abroad 副词到国外，在国外。Jason studied abroad for 1 year. Jason 在国外念了1年书。文法的部分刚刚提到了 think about 考虑 about 是介系词，它的后面可以接动名词 VING 或名词。我们来看看这个例句。Did Mia think about changing her job? Mia 有没有考虑换工作？ Between A and B 在 A 和 B 之间 Between 指的是在什么之间？我们来看看这个例句。Jenny had to choose between her job and her family. Jenny 必须在工作和家庭之间做选择。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, coming back, Jay now says, I may study abroad too. I would like to do it in the summer.
Oh, okay. So Jay maybe is thinking, when do I get to go surfing?
I think summer's a good choice because when I went on my exchange, I also went in the summer, and it's a nice time to be somewhere else. The weather's nice, and of course, when you're studying somewhere else and living somewhere else, you're going to want to take weekend trips to explore.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's great to have nice weather for that.
Right. And it's nice because there's probably more activities going on in the summer. Well, then Sia replies, why wouldn't you study abroad in the winter? I kind of get what Sia's saying because I don't like the heat. I hate the summer. I'm more of a fall gal. So for Sia to kind of ask him, well, what could possibly happen in the summer? Because maybe in her mind, all the fun stuff she wants to do is in the winter. Right.
Another thing to think about is if you are studying somewhere in the summer, then that's usually the time when you have a break from school, when you could be maybe getting a job to make some money for when you go back to school. But if you're going abroad in the winter, well, you would have just been at your normal school at that time anyway, so you're not doing any extra schoolwork.
Right, exactly. It's also kind of in the middle of the school year, so it is a little strange. Well, let's go to the second part of the dialogues and take a break.
There are more programs in the summer, and I can choose a short or long one.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to enjoy your summer.
I might still be able to enjoy it. You never know.
You're right. Maybe I should think about this some more.
It wouldn't hurt.
Welcome back from the break. Before the break, we learned about our two new friends, Sia and Jay. And right now, they're in the middle of a conversation that is kind of important. They're talking about their summer or maybe winter break plans, because that is usually when they offer some sort of study abroad program. And right now they don't really know which one's more suitable for their own individual needs. Jay is thinking, I'm gonna opt for summer. Whereas Sia's she's not totally against it, but she's asking him, well, why not the winter?
Okay, now let's see what Jay has to say. He says, there are more programs in the summer, and I can choose a short or long one.
Right.
So that means, in the summer, there are more options for him. There are more programs, probably because it's more popular to do these kinds of study abroad programs in the summer, so there will be more options.
Right. And I think, most people, most students, for them, winter break, it's in the middle of the school year. So then the break is actually kind of shorter. So then, it kind of gives you less options to choose from. And speaking of the word choose, we have this verb, and it basically just means to make a choice, to select something. In this case, they are choosing a short or long program, and that can affect which summer break or which winter break you're using, because that might affect which program you choose. So we can continue on with the dialogue where Sia then says, yeah, but you wouldn't be able to enjoy your summer. So I guess in her perspective, she's thinking, well, summer's for, no school. School is out. Let's let school be school and summer can be relaxing time. But I think Jay is sort of thinking, well, I want to make the most of the year.
Well, I can understand what Sia is saying, because when I went to university, I was studying in a different city than where I grew up. So during summer, it would be nice to go back home and reconnect with your friends at home. And if you're going away for the whole summer, you're not going to have a chance to do that, to spend time with your family as well. So these are things that you have to think about when you're planning to study abroad.
That's true. I never thought about that. Well, let's go to Tina.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 choose 动词选择，它的三态是 choose, chose, chosen. You can choose any seat you like. 你可以选你喜欢的任何一个座位。文法的部分刚刚提到了 be able to 加动词，能够做某事。able 是一个形容词，意思是有能力的。我们来看看这个例句。Will you be able to finish the report today? 你今天能完成这份报告吗？接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, coming back to our dialogue now, Jay says, I might still be able to enjoy it. He means enjoy his summer while studying.
Right.
You never know.
Okay, he's very optimistic. He thinks, what's the big deal? Okay, well then Sia then says, you're right. Maybe I should think about this some more. Okay, so she's kind of taking into consideration what Jay is kind of giving her this idea, and I guess she never thought of it that way.
And then Jay responds, it wouldn't hurt. So when someone uses that expression, like, oh, it won't hurt to do something, it wouldn't hurt to think about this more, they mean that it's not going to do anything negative or it's not going to be bad in any way to do this extra thing.
Right.
So for her just to think about it more, it's not going to affect her plans in any bad way. It won't hurt her plans.
Right, she won't lose anything. And of course, when we're making a pretty big decision, it is really good to think about this some more, because it could affect, your long-term plans. So it does make sense that Jay is sort of telling her, think about all of your options before choosing something based on something that's short-term. Right. Okay, well, let's review the dialogue again, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Sia and Jay are talking about their plans.
I'm thinking about studying abroad. However, I can't decide between the winter and summer breaks.
I may study abroad too. I would like to do it in the summer.
Why wouldn't you study abroad in the winter?
There are more programs in the summer, and I can choose a short or long one.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to enjoy your summer.
I might still be able to enjoy it. You never know.
You're right. Maybe I should think about this some more.
It wouldn't hurt.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，plan 动词计划，它也可以当名词。ahead 副词事先 ，abroad 副词到国外，在国外。choose 动词选择。接着我们来看文法的部分。think about 考虑。Did you think more about my question？ 你有仔细考虑我提的问题吗？Between A and B 在 A 和 B 之间 It's hard to pick between your work and life 工作和生活之间很难做抉择 Be able to 加动词能够做某事 Sean isn't able to lift the heavy box Sean 没办法举起那个沉甸甸的箱子以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法那我们下一课再见咯拜拜
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki. And I'm Winnie. And today it's time for another episode of Fear Box. This is something I don't want to touch.
Oh my god, why would you say that?
I don't want to. When you say that, it makes it scary.
Careful.
Oh, careful. What is that? I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it.
Did you touch it?
Yeah. What is that?
What do you feel?
Ew! Why is it dirty?
It's not smooth, it's like rough. It's really rough.
Okay.
It's got some ridges on it. It's really coarse, it's not smooth at all.
Okay. What do you think it is?
I think it's a little firm, but also has a little squish to it.
What is it?
I know what it is. Squaw, right?
What is it called in English?
Childish gourd, isn't that?
Is that what it's called?
Unless it's not bitter melon, right?
Is it not called, starts with an L?
Loofah?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's, yeah, same thing.
So Winnie, were you scared? Ew!
That's, even with my eyes right now, that is scary.
Yeah,
You have to
looking at
admit.
it is scary.
Like, you see that, all the ridges?
Ew.
Oh, let's put this away. Anyway, remember to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English, but you just don't know how. Kiki, is there anything you want to say?
That was actually pretty gross.
Kiwi later!